So, how are you feeling? Are you reeling? Were you inconvenienced with the whole WhatsApp collapsing? So WhatsApp wasn't working from late afternoon yesterday, and apparently Instagram as well, and Facebook. Yes, Facebook as well. Um, all under the same company. So I never even noticed, and it's quite a surprise. I thought I'm quite active. I'm very active on these platforms, but I never noticed. And then late afternoon, I suddenly got an SMS from somebody, and she says to me, "WhatsApp is down." I thought nothing of it. Well, maybe just temporarily, maybe something with the internet. No, turns out huge thing. So much so that's shame. Can we maybe we need to do crowdfunding to help Mark Zuckerberg? So Mark Zuckerberg's personal wealth fell by nearly $7 billion. So that knocked him down. He's not on the list of the world's. He's gone down the ladder, the rankings of the world's richest people. And it wasn't just this shutdown that he lost. The shares went down a bit. There was this whole this whistleblower. Instagram, and WhatsApp, all about misinformation about the January 6th Capitol riots, downplaying the issues. So Facebook was downplaying the issues in public. And what about Instagram's harm to teenage girls' mental health? So apparently, Instagram has been implicated in harming teenage girls' mental health. Never mind teenage girls. What about myself? I count myself with this mental health issue. Instagram is driving me mad. I find it so frustrating. It's affecting my mental health. I go to Instagram. I swear I don't know how to work Instagram. If I post something, it's by accident that I manage to do it. So I will manage to post something, but it's purely by accident. I don't find Instagram user friendly. All the little icons, they're meaningless. But obviously, I'm the only. Besides, it's me and teenage girls. So teenage girls, mind you, it's probably not the functionality. I don't think it's the functionality that's affecting teenage girls. Must be something else. Body image. Yeah, body image. Sex. Keeping up with your friends. Cyberbullying. Yeah, girls. It's mainly girls are nasty. I've noticed this. Boys are not nasty, they're annoying. Boys are annoying. I'm just generalizing now. But girls are actually nasty. Girls will say, "You stupid. They actually get really personal. Boys can also, but to a much lesser degree. I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg. Everyone's moaning about Mark Zuckerberg. Somebody tweeted, "It's just not right. Mark Zuckerberg owns Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. It's not right that this one person can have such control over such huge communication platforms." Look, that is the free market. That is capitalism. Mark Zuckerberg, he just owns these things. He doesn't run every single aspect. I have, in terms of misinformation, in terms of disinformation and spreading like really bad things, I implicate Twitter. Twitter doesn't have an option for reporting disinformation or misinformation. There was an article a couple of weeks ago where Twitter was experimenting. We are just experimenting with the disinformation or misinformation option in only in Australia, and they mentioned some other country, maybe Canada, I can't remember. Well, get with it or get already. Just you need to do it. You need to just what is the big deal? Just do it. Do it, I tell you. Just put the option to report disinformation. It's a huge problem. It's a huge, huge problem. But anyway, so WhatsApp goes. So we're talking about WhatsApp now. So WhatsApp goes down, and Bernice and I, we need to talk to her parents. They're in Cape Town, and Bernice didn't know WhatsApp was down, so I had to tell her. Yeah. So we talked to the parents on normal. They've downloaded Signal. Never mind Telegram. They've got Signal. Never heard of Signal. So we talking to them on Signal. And first, my mother-in-law, Sheila, she says, she's talking to us on Signal. Bernice is on Signal. And she says, are you on Signal? Yes, we both on Signal. How can you ask if we're on Signal? So at first, my 70-something-year-old in-laws, I was so impressed. I was so impressed that they knew about Signal. I'd never heard of it. They are, I'm telling you now, for their age, they're cutting edge. But then they ruined the whole image. My perception of whatever, my favorable impression of them just disappeared very quickly. We on. Are you also on Signal? Yes, we are talking on Signal. And then, so the Signal conversation went very well, very clear, I must tell you. Then afterwards, Bernice got this theory. You see what happened? I noticed 8 or 9 of my friends, or 8 or 9 people that I know, downloaded Telegram. This is what happened to BlackBerry. BlackBerry messed up, and that's how BlackBerry disappeared. So Bernice reckons WhatsApp is on the way out. WhatsApp is it's dead in the water. That's Bernice's theory. I don't think so. I just don't think so. WhatsApp is a very, very strong brand. Even if a very strong brand messes up a little bit, you still stick with that brand. Telegram is got this like, Telegram is for drug dealers, Al-Qaeda, ISIS. And Signal, I've only heard of Signal for the first time last night. I don't think WhatsApp is going to go the way of BlackBerry. I think BlackBerry went the way of the dodo. Remember the dodo? So BlackBerry went extinct for other reasons. I think it just, there were a lot of little buttons. It wasn't that, are we going to, remember BMB or BNB? Are we going to BMB you? BlackBerry mess, BBM. Let's BBM each other. You know what? I never got a BlackBerry. Never got a BlackBerry. But then I was always a slow adapter. You know, as a kid, growing up in the 70s and 80s, do you remember the BMX bicycle in the 80s? The BMX. I never got a BMX. All my friends got BMXs. I wasn't interested. I thought, you know what? It's a fad. It's just there's another word for it. We call it a fad. You know what, and I didn't care. I had my we called them racers in those days. It was a road bike. I was very happy with my racer. Never got a BMX. Never regretted it. And that was the same thing with the BlackBerry. Didn't get the BlackBerry. I had my Nokia 3310, etc., etc. And then, yeah. Okay. So I don't think WhatsApp is going to just disappear just like that overnight. Okay? And that's the way I see it. So somebody else is going out into space. Now, everybody knows William Shatner. William Shatner, I don't care what age you are, because William Shatner was in that program Boston Legal with James Spader. And it was a very well-known show. This is before streaming. William Shatner was in those movies with the beauty pageant, with where the undercover policeman pretended she was in a beauty pageant. What was her name again? Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock in... Damn, I can't remember. But anyway, he was like the main MC of the beauty... Everybody knows William Shatner. So I read this article. The actor who played Captain Kirk in Star Trek, in the Star Trek series, because he was also Captain Kirk, is set to embark on a real-life journey into space. So, William Shatner is 90 years old. The Blue Origin company, owned by Jeff Bezos of Amazon, taking William Shatner, who is 90 years old. So William Shatner is going to be the oldest person to go out into space. So he's very excited. And this is what Shatner said. He says, I've heard about space for a long time now. I'm taking the opportunity to see it for myself. What a miracle. But you know what? Jeff Bezos, you are a miracle. What clever marketing. Excellent, very, very clever marketing. You take one of the most iconic actors in the space realm of sci-fi movies, William Shatner, you take him really, really old. So if things do go wrong, he was 90. People won't, not a big deal. You start taking somebody like Harrison Ford, he's 70. Harrison Ford is 78, I think. Yeah. Mark Hamill played Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Still, he's like in his 60s. I think William Shatner, clever to take him. Excellent market. It's all about marketing. It's all about marketing. But having said that, it's not just about marketing. Jeff Bezos, who are the other people? I'm embarrassed. Can't remember their names. All these tech billionaires that want to go out into space. It's not just about marketing. They're little boys. They're little boys that want to go out into space. They're still children. The owner of Virgin Active. Or Virgin. Oh dear. Richard Branson. So there's Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos. And then... I should have made notes. This is very, very bad. This is very bad. Oh dear. Maybe it'll come to me later. It's on the tip of my tongue. So let's just see what happens, William Shatner. William Shatner will do anything for money. The man doesn't need the money. I remember William Shatner did one of those Very Mark adverts where he was advertising something ridiculous. We actually phoned him on 5FM. I've still got his home number. I've still got William Shatner's home number on my phone. Let me quickly look it up. We actually phoned him at home. And I said, hi, Mr. Shatner. Here we go, William Shatner. I've still got his number. I should actually call him, give him a call. Wish him mazel tov. Wow, I'm going to call William Shatner. Oh. And I called him, hi, Damon, from the radio station. Oh, yeah, and he had to think for a sec. Oh, yes. So he obviously does this kind of thing all the time. We interviewed him about something. These guys, they just, whatever. They'll do anything for money or exposure. The guy's 90 years old. He can't just relax and retire. He can't keep still. I suppose maybe that's what kept him to 90 years old. I suppose. Anyway, people, I don't know what it is. People don't like Mark Zuckerberg. People, do they like Jeff Bezos? Anyway. Okay, where was I? Okay, so it doesn't end there with space. So Russia are sending an actor and a film director into space. They're going to film a movie. So actor Yulia Peresild and director Klim Shipenko are blasting off today for the International Space Station. They're going to go in a Russian Soyuz spacecraft together with cosmonaut Anton Shkaplerov, who's already done it 3 times. They're going to spend 12 days in space. And they're going to film segments for a new movie titled Challenge. It's about a surgeon summoned to rush to a space station to save a crew member who suffers a heart condition. So, it's they want to raise the prestige of the Russian space program. It doesn't end. So Vladimir Putin, after all these years, we were in the 50s, the 60s, now in 2021, there's still this rivalry, little boys playing games, who's the stronger, who's the bigger man, who's going to go to space, who's going to do the biggest thing. So now Putin wants to show, look, we do think we can film a movie in space. Doesn't end. The money that they spend. I mean, look at all the poverty and deprivation in the world. Never mind climate change and ecological disasters. Never mind the fact that we don't even know if there's going to be a world in 100 years' time because of climate change, etc., etc. But let's go off into space. Let's go check out space. It makes a lot of sense. It's wonderful. Let's do that. Sure. Well, at least on a slightly positive note, I don't know whether you saw this story. North Korea and South Korea, yesterday, they started talking to each other again. So they had a telephone that they were talking to each other. The telephone somebody cut the wire. They stopped it about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. They've restored their hotlines. They call it a hotline. It was severed 7 months ago. Sorry, not 2 years. It was 7 months ago. And apparently, funnily enough, it was North Korea who actually was urging Seoul, South Korea, to step up efforts to improve relations. How about that? And North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has expressed his willingness to reactivate the hotlines. Because there were some protests and antagonism and ferociousness. They were disagreeing about military exercises and double standards over weapons development. Well, I mean, double standards over weapons development. Well, I mean, people are scared of North Korea, but they're not scared of South Korea. North Korea is the baddie, South Korea is the goodie. Depends on who you talk to, I suppose. South Korea, speaking of South Korea, everybody is talking about this television show on Netflix, the Squid Game. Now, I highly recommend the Squid Game. Everyone is recommending it. The Squid Game makes Hunger Games. It makes Hunger Games look like a little hors d'oeuvre to the Squid Game. Squid Game, cleverer dialogue, better acting, just well written, well acted, more gritty, more like realistic. It's not futuristic, it's not sci-fi, it's realistic. People in Korea, South Korea, the characters they're terribly in debt. Their life is a disaster. They get conned or they get coerced into entering a game for their lives, if you know what I mean. And it's realistic. You know, the Hunger Games was futuristic. It was based in some dystopian setup in the world where everything was just, people are living in strange, weird settlements. This is real, which makes it more powerful and more effective and just a better show. TV, I've said this, and everyone's saying it. TV is just way ahead of the movies these days. And all the actors, complete unknown, it's dubbed. I don't normally like dubbed movies, or dubbed television shows, but this is just so good. Can't wait. I'm busy watching it. I was watching it last night, and then Bernice wanted me to help her with something. I had to tear myself away. I had to say to myself, Damon, calm down. You'll carry on watching it tomorrow. And that's the beauty of streaming. That is it. That is the beauty of streaming. Anyway, a bit of feedback. There was this feedback. I wasn't going to even mention this feedback. Somebody on Facebook. It's amazing. People, I know they mean well, but they're being patronizing. I don't realize. I'm reasonably educated. I'm quite aware of my body. I'm quite aware of sport. I'm very aware of running. I follow athletics. I understand how things work. So Damon, don't be so self-deprecating. You're doing very well. You don't realize somebody of your size, the fact that you're running at all is a huge Herculean effort. Why don't you try walking? Yeah. You do. Try walking. Walking's also very. Thank you. I kind of know what to do, but thank you anyway. I know what to do. Here is the thing. I'm trying to run, and I've mentioned this before. If people see me, it looks like I'm walking because I'm running so slowly. So, okay, I am walking in inverted commas. But that's my version of running. That's how bad, that's how weak I am. Okay? But let's just put it into context. Back in January, I could barely do 100 meters. Barely. I could hardly do 100 meters. I was finished. Now I'm doing 4.8. I'm sticking to 4.8 for now. I'm not timing myself at the moment because I know I'm extremely slow. And, get in there. My knee is feeling amazing. You forget, I'm 50 years old. I didn't run for 6 years. Major problem. I'll be lucky if I do anything close to resembling running. But I'll keep on going. So, thank you for your message, but please just believe me, I am on top of things.